Okay, we're up to the 2006 NFL Draft. Number one pick overall, Houston Texans took Mario Williams, apparently because they wanted to tackle Peyton Manning. And defensive end, North Carolina State. Like, yeah, he was in the NFL. He was the number one draft pick overall. I mean, what can I say? I mean, the guy obviously was a total stud in college. NFL career problem is he played with a terrible franchise. Didn't pan out. Maybe some injuries. Not even sure how long he played in the NFL. New Orleans Saints, Reggie Bush, running back, University of Southern California, probably one of the greatest running backs in college, or at least famous college running backs in a long time, decades, and very like at least 10-year NFL career. Tennessee Titans, Vince Young didn't really pan out as a quarterback in the NFL. University of Texas, New York, but he did have Jeff Fisher as a coach. So New York Jets, DeBricksaw Ferguson, offensive tackle, Virginia. Green Bay Packers, AJ Hawk, AJ Hawk, AJ Hawk, linebacker, Ohio State. Obviously, he's on the Pat McAfee show, famous in his own right. The Green Bay Packers all-time leading tackler. I don't know if he's going to make the NFL Hall of Fame. I never heard his name floated around, but he did win one Super Bowl with the Packers in his time. Obviously, amazing NFL career, post NFL career. Uh, okay, San Francisco 49ers, Vernon Davis, tight end in Maryland, played for a very long time. The Oakland Raiders, now Las Vegas, Michael Huff, defensive back, Texas. Buffalo Bills, Dante Whitner, defensive back, Ohio State. Uh, Detroit Lions, Ernie Sims, linebacker, Florida State. Arizona Cardinals, Matt Leinart, quarterback, Southern California. Didn't really pan out in the NFL. I think he got hurt a lot. Wasn't really sure what ever happened to his NFL career. Denver Broncos, Jay Cutler, probably the best quarterback ever out of Vanderbilt. I didn't realize he went to Vanderbilt. Guy actually got to the Super Bowl. Incredible arm, apparently, guy, but apparently, supposedly, didn't care about football. Um, Signed with the Dolphins for like $100 million or some crazy number. But supposedly he had a bad attitude. I'm not really sure that's sort of what people say, but whatever. Um, Baltimore Ravens at number 12, Holota Nagata, defensive tackle, Oregon. Cleveland Browns, Camarion Wimbley, defensive end, Florida State. Philadelphia Eagles, Broderick Bunkley, defensive tackle, Florida State. So obviously, the year before this draft, the University of FSU probably had a very good team because they had like three players taken in the first round that I see, maybe even more. St. Louis Rams now and Los Angeles. Ty Hill, defensive back, Clemson. A lot of DBs, a lot of people on the defensive side. Miami Dolphins, Jason Allen, defensive back, Tennessee. Minnesota Vikings at 17, Chad Greenway, linebacker, Iowa. Dallas Cowboys took Bobby Carpenter, linebacker, Ohio State. 19, San Diego Chargers took Antonio Cromatry, defensive back, Florida State. He had a very, very good career. Ended up on the Jets on the other side with Darrelle Revis, who just recently won the NFL Hall of Fame. Kansas City Chiefs, Tamba Hiley, defensive end, Penn State. 21, New England Patriots, Lawrence Maroney at running back of Minnesota. Didn't really work out. San Francisco 49ers, Manny Lawson, linebacker, North Carolina State. 23, David Joseph, offensive guard of Oklahoma. Cincinnati Bengals, Jonathan Joseph, defensive back, Southern California. 24, Santonio Holmes. 24, Pittsburgh Steelers, Santonio Holmes, wide receiver, Ohio State, famously made a catch in the Super Bowl. So I think, was he the MVP of that Super Bowl? So he is famous for that. Not a Hall of Fame career, but overall, very good career. Buffalo Bills, John McCargo, defensive tackle, North Carolina State. 27, Carolina Panthers, D'Angelo Williams, running back, Memphis. Don't think it really worked out. Jacksonville Jaguars, Mercedes Lewis, tight end UCLA. I think he went to other teams. I think he played for the Green Bay Packers at some point. Maybe he still does, but he had a very good career. I mean, overall. New York Jets, Nick Mangold, center, Ohio State. I think they just inducted him into their Ring of Honor, so he had a very good career with them. 30, Indianapolis Colts, Joseph Adai, running back, Louisiana State, or a D. It's really very, very, very difficult to be a running back in the NFL. You usually have like a 5-year career, maybe 4, 5, 6, 7 years. Seattle Seahawks, Kelly Jennings, defensive back, University of Miami, Florida. And 32, the New York Giants, Matthias Kiwanuka, defensive end, Boston College. So we have some well-known, like highly touted players, like Mario Williams out of college, Reggie Bush out of college, Vince Young out of college. The guy had an insane, final game. Vince Young. In terms of the championship game in college, AJ Hawk, very well known because he's on a very popular show. Bobby Carpenter, I guess, is kind of a name people are familiar with. Doesn't mean they're going to be in the NFL Hall of Fame. Matt Leinart had an amazing college career. Jay Cutler. Some names you're going to kind of like I'm at least familiar with because you're really into now. We're getting into like just on the cusp of getting to Facebook and Twitter, and like ESPN is completely and utterly dominating. There is a 24-hour media cycle, but we're not quite yet into the social media age. So we have a few more years before we get there. But this was the 2006 NFL draft.